WWE fans, it's time for Rabulous. I'm making up words now. Fabulous. That's really fabulous, by the way, it's Rabulous. Fabulous wrestling talk. WWE, Bad Blood. I'm Jeremy York. He's my tag team partner, and unlike John Cena, you can see him this time. He's Daniel Snyder. How are you, bud?
Man, I'm doing rabulous. I am.
Rabulous. I put it in the dictionary.
Yeah, I'm good, dude. I'm glad to be here this time, not having to do this over the I mean, I was here last time, but I'm glad I'm able to be seen.
Yeah. It was hard to see you. I think you had a lower chair than I did, and I couldn't see you and that's not a short joke either. Actually, me and Daniel are pretty similar in height, so
Yeah.
yeah.
He might have me by an inch or so.
No. We'll have to figure that out one
It
day.
wa-
Uh,
it was a rabulous pay-per-view or a
it
premium
was
live
it,
event.
it premium live event. They don't have pay-per-views anymore, sir. They have premium live events. I think the only thing that would have made this one a little better was if we would have been in attendance, but we had other
I
duties we
agree.
needed to take care of, and we're working on that. I promise you, we are further along today on that bridge than we were yesterday
Hey,
or
man.
Friday.
I hope to be able to attend it with you. I'll call out if I have to. Or yeah, I don't care. They'll get over it.
I mean, what are they going to do? Watch you on TV?
That's maybe.
Never say never when you go places with me. I never know where we end up sometimes. It's really crazy. But I do know where this entire card ended up. There were some surprises there. We talked about
Yes.
one a second ago before we come on here. There was another one in the women's match that I didn't see coming at all. I
Nor did I.
understood it. As soon as it happened, I understood it. But
Made
as
sense.
because we've been saying the whole time, well, no matter what happens in the end of this, where do these two people go from here? This just helps.
Did us a
But
favor. Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
and we could skip around. Let's just go straight through it. I think we're better off. As far as the order, apparently we didn't have a clue. The readout I had was as far off as could be, and it was very disappointing as to what the main event ended up. I am actually going to strike about a star or so off my rating in the end because
Because of
of
the way
what
they order had it.
because
Yeah.
yeah. It honestly, if they would have even flipped one in one, two, three,
One
four,
in
what,
five.
six, yeah, the opening match and the closing match. If they would have swapped those, I
It'd have been
might have gave it
great.
even higher. Yeah, but
Yes, because yeah,
I mean, you open up with Hell in a Cell, Punk versus Drew, which is fine. The only
a
problem
great
is,
one.
you know, it's going to be bloody. You know, there's going to be carnage everywhere. Why would you do the cage first, only to
And
have
they
to lift it up for the rest of the show? Which means whoever is sitting up top can't see a dang thing.
and they spent I think a good 20 minutes getting everything back together. I feel like the Hell in a Cell match, because of how bloody it was, which I will say I loved. I'm glad that they're bringing that back to WWE. I was
Not every
watching
match
it,
like AEW does, but when it
but
means something.
yes. I was watching and I was thinking to myself, um, TKO, who owns both WWE and
Hmm.
UFC, they're not going to be anti-blood because they have UFC. So they're not going to say, here, go out here and make it look fake. But this is a match that needed it. It needed to have color. It needed everything that it had. They started this premium live event the best way you could start it. Like
Oh
this
yeah.
was by far, I would almost say it might have been the best match on the card. It was
I'm
my
with you.
favorite.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I was making sure I had to read down through it because remember I watched it out of order because I got
Yeah,
home late
I
that
watched a
day.
lot was going on.
But oh yeah, because you sent me a message. I knew you were watching live. You sent me a message and said, "Well, that's like a really great way to open this thing up." And I was like, "Well, now I don't know if he's being sarcastic or if he's like really popping over this." I was like,
Oh,
"Well,
yeah,
dang."
I was loving it, dude. I was loving it. I was like, man, this is way to. And but the only thing I disagree with is what was the point of having CM Punk win? What was the point of that? But
Exactly.
maybe it's over. Can we be over with it now? Can we be done? It did absolutely. The only thing that makes sense to me now is maybe CM Punk goes after Gunther. Now that I just like I said, I don't know. I don't know. Let's just see how they go with it. But with the exception of the ending, is a good match.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. These two did go back and forth too. It was one would dominate and then the other would dominate.
Yes,
It wasn't
yes,
a one-sided and then you slip up and win. It's no, no, no. They both earned it. But yeah, I agree. I'm a fan of both these guys,
eyes of mine.
and I don't get whatever Drew did that he constantly gets beat down. He's one of the biggest guys they have, and it's like he just can never win a big match. And if he did, it's because it was COVID and nobody else was there.
Some
I
I
don't
have no
know.
answer for it. I wasn't expecting it to go down like that. So
No, but good for Punk. Well, Punk Gunther makes sense. Seth did just come back this past week. I was catching up on some wrestling before this,
so
and huh?
Punk Seth then.
I don't know. Well, Seth came back and dropped Bronson Reed to help Strowman win a last monster standing match. He did a curb stomp on top of the steps that happened to be in the ring at the time. So
Okay,
maybe Bronson Seth is next. Which okay, well then now we're right back in the same boat. So if it's Punk Gunther, but Gunther and Braun Breaker, kind of got into a face to face in the back, and he said, "Oh, you'll be seeing me sooner rather than later," and walked off.
yeah. If you're not taking off the IC belt off of Breaker to put the world title on him, then taking the IC belt off of him was stupid.
Which maybe
Is
that's something we see in the future is Punk Breaker.
That would be interesting.
They're both. I mean, Punk's in a higher spot on the card, but Braun's not that far away. If this was UFC, this is the number five and the number two contender. They're close enough to fight.
To fight each other. Yeah. So yeah, it
And
was a
then,
good match. I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
yeah, I definitely give it that. Uh, as far as what happens to Drew, if I were him, I'd find Sheamus and I'd hit a pub because that might be your best way from here on out.
Maybe he goes over to SmackDown.
Because I know he re-signed. His contract's not up. It's not one of those things. So I don't know. But we move to the next match. We got to see Nia Jax defend her title against Bayley. Um,
It
see,
almost went down.
this is another thing that if we would have had a different format last week when you picked Bayley to take the title, I would have said I don't think so. And let's see, it was after the next match when Triple H came out and unveiled the format and that new belt for Crown Jewel, that told me almost immediately what was going to happen the rest of the night because I think that was for the females, if I'm not mistaken. Was that correct? Did I catch that?
It's not, it's
I was
males
going.
and female.
I was for both. Okay, so the
Yeah.
champions are going to face off. That's what you said, right?
Yes. Which and neither belt's going to be on the line. Whoever wins gets that belt, which they'll just put in their closet. Apparently, I'm not. Like I said,
This is This is like what AEW does with the Owen Hart male and female tournaments. You get to the end and you get this really cool gold, pink, and black belt in honor of Owen Hart and all that he stood for and everything, but it doesn't mean a dang thing. It's like Taz's FTW title. It's like if me or you were to go to our local big box store and buy one off the shelf and fight over it, it doesn't mean anything.
doesn't mean anything. And if anything, this is to make those people overseas that's giving them all this money feel special about having their own title.
Yeah. Where, on the other hand, this means something because see, I hold it. So, and if you held it, see, that would mean something. But yeah, that crown jewel, they don't have it. See, I done sparked something now.
This is this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I got my oh, can I pull it back a little bit? Oh. See, it's a fantasy football one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, one year at the league we put money in and the winner walked away. That's the world heavyweight champion. Yeah, see, we all got belts too.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
Hey, and
saying. It's like,
I stand by that rule too. I saw this online, and this is we're going on so many tangents tonight, and that should tell you that the card was good, but not a lot to talk about. Um,
yeah,
if you take a belt in public, you should have to defend it if you get challenged.
the 24/7 belt.
I mean, uh, that particular holiday in October is coming up, and there's a chance I could be walking around with that particular one around me. Bring it, somebody, bring it.
I smell what you're cooking. Hey, tip time almost happened.
It did, but when she came out, I knew good and well it wasn't going to happen.
She came out too early. That's what I'm saying. They should have.
Yeah,
I don't like the way they played that one out. She did come out too
no,
early because everybody knew she wasn't going to. And she almost tried. She is setting up something. Something is going to happen, and she almost tried to help Bailey win.
yeah.
But
I don't think she's going to cash on Nia. That's what I'll say. I don't think she cashes her briefcase on Nia Jax. As soon as Nia drops the belt, look out for Tiffany Stratton.
and see, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting it to happen last Saturday. Oh, last night. Yeah,
Yeah,
last night.
yeah. The way you described, you thought Bailey was going to take the belt and then Tiffany immediately take it. Now, granted, had we known about the thing about Crown Jewel coming up, I was like, no. If that would
Yeah,
have happened before this match, I would have told you Nia was going to win 100%. Because Nia, as a representative at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia or wherever they do it, that
yeah,
absolutely makes
makes
sense.
sense. Makes sense. And yeah, and we'll talk about the other one, which kind of it makes sense, but I'm yeah. Well, when we get to it, I'll tell you my thought on that.
But Nia does retain. It was good. She has actually upped her game since getting rewarded with the Queen of the Ring and getting the belt now. It's like, they said, "Hey, we want to give you a nod to show you how much we appreciate you." And she said, "Okay, well, I'll actually perform better." And we
And
thought
Bailey
she
doesn't have a match bad. Bailey doesn't have bad matches,
no, no.
so they're putting her with the right one. I don't think Nia could have did had these kind of matches with anybody else. Well, I ain't gonna say with anybody else, but there's only a handful. Like she couldn't have had these kind of matches with
Yeah,
Tiffany. I just don't see it happening. She
no,
couldn't.
no.
I don't even think she could have these kind of matches with Liv. I mean, and that's only
Yeah,
because Liv doesn't have the power to do the stuff that Bailey can, if that makes sense.
yeah. This is
So
this is Rey Mysterio versus
the Big
Vader.
Show,
Yeah, the
yeah,
Big Show. There you go. It's you got or like Bronson Reed against Rey Mysterio. It's
yeah.
Rey Mysterio does so many great things and can play off of a lot of stuff, but when you go up against somebody who is just that much bigger than you, that's hard.
Which confused me after the whole Triple H thing with that women's match because of what we're talking about. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah. Like I said, that I had to go back and listen to it because I had headphones in when I was trying to watch it because the missus was trying to go to bed so she could get some sleep, and I was trying to be nice and away from everybody else in the house. So I kept having to go back and see what Triple H said because he kept kind of mumbling. I was making sure he was okay. But we'll get to his segment because this segment followed this match, which was actually the first match I saw when I got home. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Of course, the Judgment Day made their case out there, and of course, they helped our argument all along because Priest basically took out the entire Judgment Day by himself and then beat Finn Balor straight up. And we thought Finn needed to win to just put a finality of this thing, but I think it's over. I think it's done. Priest can ride his horse out of town,
Yeah,
and the Judgment Day can be a middle of the road faction.
I had said that I thought that Damien would win this and that it would end here. Actually I said it would end at Survivor Series somehow if it didn't end here. But it ended here. It's pointless. You have nothing else to go off of. They'll go back and forth a little bit, but
Yeah.
there's nothing. Neither guy could gain anything from facing each other again.
No,
Like what are they fighting for now? There's nothing left for them to fight for.
no. It's not to take control of the group because Priest doesn't want it. I'm not
Yeah,
sure Finn does, honestly. Um, it's not for any kind of stipulation because honestly, they took so long in dragging this particular matchup out that actually it helped Dom the most because all the times he went against Priest because of that whole dynamic, it actually boosted Dom up a whole level on the card.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'm glad I'm glad this ended a couple. I think every single rivalry except for the last match is done. I see CM Punk's done. I feel like Bailey and Nia's
Yeah.
done. I feel like Drew and I feel like Damian and Finn's done. And the next match, I believe it's done as well. And I'll get into why I feel about that.
Oh, I think the special guest in that one had a lot to do with that.
Yes, yes.
That's a man. People sending me notes right now. I guess they don't know we're recording, but pretty funny ones. Dog fans tune into this week's Hunker Down for that little note that I just got sent. That was pretty funny. Like we said, Triple H come out. He said, "Oh, look at this nice new pretty belt. It's got like I think he said it had 50 diamonds or jewels,
Diamonds,
something in it."
yes. Diamonds and jewels or whatever. Yeah. It was a
Which,
nice belt, man.
yeah, I mean, not as nice
Funky
as the
belt.
ones we have, but it is what it is.
Well, we earned ours. Theirs are being given to them.
Right? He's trying his best. Trying to be like us. That's fine. Triple H, call us. We'll compare notes. Um,
We got you.
but as soon as he said the format of the way these champions are going to face off, the right person came down because he wasn't on the card already, which baffled me. Um, Gunther comes down,
Gunther, yeah.
starts running his mouth, which if they let him be who he used to be during his Intercontinental title run, he's way better on the microphone. They're feeding him all these like higher end lines, and it doesn't match him. It doesn't quite to me. It doesn't come up. They're like forced. It feels like they don't sound like things he come up with. Although he called out a local celebrity in the Atlanta crowd, one William Goldberg. I think people may remember he played for the Falcons and he might have wrestled a little bit. Loves cars. His kid plays for Deion Sanders out in Colorado. Pretty chill guy, and he basically says some things about Goldberg that I think if somebody had not told Goldberg this is part of the show, we might have seen the end of Gunther because he might have killed him.
Yeah. Goldberg is still a beast. Part of me was thinking, is this setting up a possible Goldberg son to WWE?
Maybe. I think this is more setting up
Gunther
Goldberg versus
versus,
Gunther on Raw in about 2 or 3 weeks.
man, obviously Goldberg's going to put him over. You can't
Yeah.
have Gunther lose to Goldberg.
But he can still spear him after the bell and leave him laying and just kind of go, like, get out of my way, kid.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was an interesting little tidbit there. I think it'd have been even more interesting if Braun Breaker would have came down and attacked Gunther while he was talking junk about Goldberg.
Yeah, or just got in his face and went, "Do you know who that is?"
Yeah,
Because we saw this week on Raw.
Scott Stein. Oh yeah,
Well, we saw Scott Steiner too. By the way, I did not see I only saw one member of the Rex Steiner family at the game on Friday, and that was the one that plays for Jack State. And by the way,
Hmm.
he's pretty good, but doesn't mean they weren't there. Scott Steiner was at the pay per view, but I feel like we this past Monday on Raw, we saw Braun turn face. He was already kind of starting to do
They're
it,
trying. Yeah, they're trying.
but the crowd's been wanting to do it for so long. They had to take the belt off of him, get him away from Sami Zayn because Sami is so over with everybody. So now it's been a couple weeks. Braun hadn't been doing much but kind of hanging out, going to house shows, I think. So now you heard him say some good things, and then he didn't snap at Gunther in the back like he normally does. Like normally he's got those little witty comebacks about how tough he is or something, and He just kind of looked like, "I'll see you, big man. Just make sure you see me, because I'm not that far away from you."
Yeah, I missed this past Monday. Also, I'm upset that they took NXT off of Peacock, but I found out why.
Oh,
So
it's off Peacock.
yeah, NXT. Well, the earlier episodes of NXT is off Peacock,
Mm,
um, because NXT is now all their previous stuff is now owned by either I think ABC or somebody else, and Peacock is owned by NBC, and they're like, you're not going to have our stuff.
okay.
Or CW. CW now
CW.
has yeah NXT, and they said you can't have our previous stuff, so they took it off of Peacock. And for everybody that watches WWE on Peacock, just a heads up, all the episodes of Raw will no longer be on Peacock. Everything from Raw will no longer be on Peacock at starting at the beginning of the year. They're going to start taking them off at the end of December. I'm just giving y'all a heads up to get on top of you wanting to watch stuff.
Oh, so we know you're about to be taking some weeks of vacation at a time to catch up on your Raw.
Trying to catch man, douche. Yeah,
A lot of watching your future, but like I said, it was a good segment. We definitely know that it looks like Braun is on a fast path, and I think they think
Gunther
he's
is
ready,
Gunther.
and he's yeah, and Gunther's the one in the way. So we'll see what happens with that. We go to the next match: Rhea Ripley versus Liv. Dom in a
Good
shark
match, like as
cage.
always. Yeah. Did you
Now
see?
I
Did you
didn't
see how he
realize
got
he
it
had a
unlocked?
shackle. I didn't
See,
know he
I
had a
didn't either.
shackle.
Oh, see, I didn't
And
know
then
that either.
and I don't think he's scared of heights, but he did a real good job of selling it. He made it look like he was terrified, even though there were times you would look like when it would pan out this way, and he's just kind of like
Yeah, just chilling,
he's
watching.
just chilling. And I was like, dude, you're supposed to like you're on camera 100% of the time. You have to act terrified.
I seen the door fly open, and I'm like, how did the door get open? Did you even see him picking the lock?
No, but that's the first thing out of the commentator's mouth is, "Oh, did he pick the lock?" And I was like, "Here we are talking about his jail
It's
time
jail
again."
time. Yeah, yeah. So
Holy
I
cow!
mean, if they, I wish they'd have caught him picking the lock.
Yeah, like or doing this or doing something like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like reaching in his pocket like he was trying to find something or like just something. But here's the thing: what kind of idiot picks the door, but not the shackle connected to his foot where he dang near like chopped his leg off?
Yeah, it was very confusing, and he turned into Rhea's personal pinata, which I enjoyed
Up
all
and
of that.
up until the newest person to this party, the return of Raquel Rodriguez. I thought she was done. She had some health issues a couple years ago. She's big like Rhea, big time performer.
Yeah,
Has the support of everybody in the company. They really like the way she works. But I thought, health wise, she was done. And like 8, 10, 12 months later, here she comes to help her former tag partner. And normally when you're a smaller competitor, they team you with like a big bodyguard. This is her bodyguard, and now we know it's going to be Rhea and Raquel Rodriguez in the near future, and we'll see who comes up to challenge Liv.
well, see, I was wondering, you couldn't see after the Triple H thing. Nia versus Rhea Ripley makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking maybe she wins. I'm like, but that kind of ruins everything that they've been doing. Liv dropping the belt to
Yeah.
Rhea made no sense. So I was like, how do we not beat Rhea, make her look weak, and also not have her have the title? Hello, Miss Rodriguez.
Yep.
They played
Perfect
that
scenario.
perfect. Yes, they played it perfect, and so I'm interested to see where that's going to go. I'm hoping that even though I know Liv and Dominic are not done with Rhea, they're not done with each other. There's now a fourth um, toy in this collection that's going to take away from Liv to now where she can start paying attention to Nia or Nia. I keep calling her Nia.
Same thing. I think. I mean, I don't know. I've never talked to Naya to know if she actually goes by that or not because I don't think it's her real name. But quick note on it: do you ever watch when Dom and Liv are coming out. Now, the fact that he pulls the whole Guerrero, the Eddie Guerrero thing, and comes out in the lowriders and he's doing that whole stick, I was like, that's great. This is what he needs to do. But this, like, ever since they were called out like a month ago, like everybody's like, well, Dom just got married like not too long ago. So we know he's not dating Rhea because she just got married too. Liv's single. She split up from Bo Dallas like 6 months ago. But like it's not believable. We don't believe that they're actually together. We know it's just the on-screen thing. And then if you watch, oh yeah, they don't kiss as much anymore. It's like on the forehead or it's like just an arm. They act like two people that are either about to break up or that are just hanging out to make the two exes mad. It's not believable at all anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they've kind of moved on to where it's kind of a China and Eddie thing.
Yeah, I very much agree with that. But other than that, what else was I going to say? Oh, so we know at the moment for Crown Jewel, because that's the next pay-per-view, I believe, is Crown Jewel.
It's exactly four
Nia,
weeks away.
okay. Nia Jax versus Liv is what they have right now.
And Gunther versus Cody.
They still have a wrench they can throw in one of those to make it a very, very entertaining matchup.
Mm.
We've talked about them tonight.
So what? Who are we talking about? Braun?
No. What if it's Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton at Crown Jewel? That briefcase is not just for SmackDown, it's for anything. She can go NXT, she can go Raw, she can go SmackDown. She can cash it on any champ she wants. So
Yeah, that would
why
be
not
interesting.
have that?
That would be
And
interesting.
the only thing is she'll have to wear basically a prison jumpsuit compared to what she normally does over in Saudi Arabia. She will not get away with the
Yeah,
plaid thing she normally wears.
we'll
It's
just
just
see
a
how these
wrench.
next couple of weeks play out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
if it's going to happen within the 2 to 3 week mark from now. I think it's going to be right before it. But we get into the last match that even as good as it was, and the extra people involved in it, which we knew was going to happen, it's all just setting up Survivor Series. The fact that here we are again with another random mixed tag match, and by mixed I don't mean genders, I just mean random people mixed up
Putting people
tag
together. Yeah,
matches of Solo and Jacob Fatu, who dang good team. Cody and Roman, dang good people that are stuck as a team. Uh, in a tag match. So once again, Cody's not defending his title. Once again, he's in the middle of this bloodline
bloodline.
feud that he has nothing to do with anymore because he's already won he's victoried his way out of this stuff. And they're going to keep going to where Cody's going to get drug into this because they kept making references to the Wild Samoans and Dusty Rhodes. And as much as they respected each other and helped each other out and did things like that back in the day, that he's going to end up on the Survivor Series team. It's probably going to be Cody, Roman, and the Usos versus Jacob Fatu, Solo, and Tama Tonga Tongaloa.
I could see that. I mean, I know we mentioned earlier that I thought it'd be The Rock.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. The Rock could be in there. Yeah.
I just don't see the point of Cody being a part of it because he's not in the bloodline.
No.
And I think it should be a straight bloodline Survivor Series. But I was excited to see Jimmy back. I
Yeah.
was excited. I was expecting to see Jay, to be honest with you. I think that added to it.
No.
And
Once I saw Jimmy, I knew that was the last Uso I was going to see for the night.
and Jimmy, yeah, but Jimmy is the good guy. Jimmy is now good guy Jimmy again. He's not bad guy because when Cody was about to get beat down and Roman and Jimmy were heading back, they stopped and Jimmy's like, "We're going to get him. We're going to get him, Moose. Let's go help him, Moose." And
And
you
then
know when
finally,
they
well, did you hear the last thing he said to Roman before they decided to come back?
he said, "Whatever you choose, I'm with you." He
Yep.
says, "Yeah,
Yep. Yep. He
that's
said,
what he
it's
said."
up to you. Either we
Yeah,
go back or we go. And
he
Roman
said, "But
goes,
I'm with you." Yeah.
let's go. and
Yeah,
that's what you wanted to see. Jay's doing too many great things on his own that you don't want to mess that up by pulling him right back into where he was. So that's why
but
The Rock
see,
stepping in as the fourth guy makes sense.
but that just doesn't make sense to me on them putting the IC title on Jay with all this that's still going on with the bloodline. I just felt like you get through Survivor Series, get done with the bloodline, and then you put the title on Jay. Then you push Braun Breaker to he wins the Royal Rumble after losing the title to Jay, and then it just I'm saying all that makes sense. But
And
okay,
keep in
it is
mind
what it
the
is.
promo poster for Royal Rumble right now currently has Roman Reigns on it. This would be the first time in like 10 years that he would potentially participate in the match, even though when they asked the WWE officials about it, they said, well, right now we just know that he's penciled in to be involved. We don't know in what capacity. Sure, it could be the Royal Rumble match. Sure, it could be something else. For now, he's just on the promotional tour.
Technically, I mean, if you want to be technical about it, 10 years ago he won. 2015 he won the Royal
Yeah.
Rumble.
Yeah.
So hey, I just don't
There's
see
so
no
many people
point
that can
in.
win the Rumble this year.
Yes, 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 yes.
But overall, like I said, had that not been the last match, even if it wouldn't have been Punk Drew, if it would have been Nia Bailey, I'll be honest, if it would have been any of the other matches other than the main event that it was, I would have probably gave this show, I don't know, 8.5 out of 10,
I don't
maybe
think
close to a nine.
Damian and Finn couldn't have ended the show, but they should have
No,
been like the number
yeah,
two match. There was about, but yeah, I give it.
yeah,
I'm with you on that. I'm a bit between an 8 and a 9. It could have got an 8. It could have got a 9. It could have got 8.5. So I'm okay with along that aisle. Um, opening, but I understood why they couldn't open it with it, but like maybe even put it the match before the main event would have made sense.
yeah.
But who knows?
Once again,
Interesting.
for some reason, they forgot to call us, and we would have easily told them that this is the best thing to do, and it would have helped them out. And we don't know everything, but I feel like we had it right this time.
I agree. I agree. Hey, maybe next time. I'm gonna shoot a message to Hunter and be like, hey, dude, quit
Do that.
ignoring my calls. Lift the stalking charge that's on me off of me.
Our legal team's still working on that as well. But last yeah, they're not giving me a thumbs up right now when I'm looking at them. So that they're kind of yeah, we're
I
working on that.
understand.
So
Yeah. Okay. I understand.
it happens. But got a couple minutes left, real quick. Tell everybody how they can find you online now that you're about to start streaming more.
Okay, Daniel Snyder 8361 on YouTube. That's DanielSnyder 8361. That's probably the best place to catch me. I've been doing Call of Duty here and there. But when the new Black Ops 6 comes out at the end of this month, I think the 25th, it's going to be on. So I'll be on like Donkey Kong. That's pretty much it with that.
Oh, I hear you. Of course, if you guys want to follow the show, Impact underscore media underscore on YouTube, the Impact 99 on practically anything else will find me, which means you can find him. You can find any of us, any of those amazing ways. We'll be talking more about it in the next couple of weeks, but October 26th, that New Realm Brewery, Deep South Wrestling, is going to have Lexus King in the ring against Skrilla
Okay.
the Great.
Flying
It is going to be
Bronze.
spectacular. We may have to drag you away from your normal duties for that.
What
Uh,
what
because
day is this
you can
on?
this Saturday. It's a Saturday.
I could we'll figure out.
We'll
We'll figure
figure that out.
something
We got a
out.
couple weeks, but regardless, Deep South Wrestling is now has a relationship with WWE, so we're going to see a lot more intermingling of things. But we are to the end of the show. So for my tag team partner Daniel Snyder, yep, we know what we're doing. For my tag team partner Daniel Snyder, I am Jeremy York. We will see you guys next week. Deuces, gooses. Go watch wrestling.